What is up everybody, my name is Austin and I run a Twitch and YouTube channel known as TheDeathInstinct, and in today's video I wanted to go over the settings that I use in Apex Legends that allow me to stream and record the game without sacrificing performance on my PC. So let's get right into it. So when going into each and every setting, I'm going to go into a little detail regarding why I have these settings to what they are, as well as what they do for your performance. So the first thing we come to is display mode, and I have this set to full screen, only because having this set to full screen will allow you to have the most frames per second while playing the game. You can change this, however this does use more VRAM, and if we set this to full screen now, this will allow us more VRAM as we go further into the advanced options. Now, the next two settings I'm going to go over are your aspect ratio as well as your resolution, and you can change these if you want. However, I personally like to keep these at the native settings that the game provides you. The next three settings I'm going to go over are kind of personal opinion regarding how you want the game to be played. The first one is the brightness. I like to stay in the middle. I don't like it too dark, but I don't like it too bright, so I stay at 50%. You can play with this in your gameplay and see what works best for you. The next setting we're going to go into is your FOV, or field of view. And in most cases for all players, including professional players, this will stay at 110, only because you want to see a wider field of vision when playing the game. However, you can go ahead and play with this if you'd like. The range does go from 70 to 110. Now, the next setting we're going to go over is your sprint view shake. Now, turning this to normal will make it a more immersive game for the players. However, in most cases you want to set this to minimal because you do want the ability to have the game play as smoothly as possible. When going into advanced settings, the first thing we see is your Vsync. Disabling this will basically uncap the FPS that you have in the game, and enabling this or leaving this on can cause input lag. So turning this off in most cases will be beneficial to the players. The next setting we come to is the adaptive resolution FPS target. Setting this to 0 will turn it off. When turned on, this setting will decrease the resolution of the game in order to meet the target FPS goal, but this can cause the game to look jarring and cause confusion during fights. Adaptive super sampling. This is a setting you don't have to worry about. Anti-Aliasing is the next one, and we want to have this turned off. And what this does is it basically makes objects as well as edges in the game look sharper, but leaving this off doesn't make the game look bad in any way, and it can save you some performance in the long run. Texture streaming budget. This is strictly depending on the GPU that you have. For me specifically, I have this set to medium only because my card allows me 6 GB of VRAM. However, you can play with this and see which one works best for you. Between low, which is the 2 to 3 GB, and the high, which is 4, there isn't a great massive difference, so you can keep it on low if you'd like. Medium is something that I prefer for myself. Texture filtering is the next setting, and in most cases this will be set to bilinear for most people, and this does not affect your gameplay. However, when I'm streaming, I do like to set this to ×2 because this preserves the balance between decent looking gameplay as well as good performance while streaming. Ambient quality. I have this set to disabled because strictly this setting is really the eye candy of the game, and you can change this if you'd like. However, it can be very GPU intensive, so if you don't have the best GPUs, turning this off will greatly improve the quality of your gameplay. Now, going over the next 5 settings, which is your shadow settings as well as your volumetric settings, those are purely eye candy settings, and I have those set to low or disabled if possible. You can use your discretion if you'd like. However, they are GPU intensive, so if you do turn these on, it will increase the amount of GPU load that you have for your PC. So always disabling them if possible will help the FPS you have in this game as well as the shutters. Now, the next setting we have is the model detail, and I have this set to medium strictly because I want to see the legends more detailed in the game as well as the objects. So you can turn this down to low if you'd like. It will decrease the amount of GPU load that is on your PC. The next 3 settings we go over, I'm going to have either at low or disabled, strictly because those are kind of personal preference for the gamer or the player. And the first one is the effects detail. I have this set to low. Basically what this means is the details in the weapons, which you don't really need when you are playing the game. It doesn't affect any type of gameplay that you have, and it will decrease the amount of CPU load on your PC. The next setting we have is the impact marks. Basically what this is showing the spray pattern of the weapons that you're shooting. This can help if you're in training and you want to see what the spray patterns are. However, in a day-to-day gameplay, or if you're streaming gameplay, having that on does no effect whatsoever, and you're almost never going to go to the wall and see like where were my bullets. So disabling this will help your CPU. The last and final setting is Ragdolls, and this can be enjoyable to have on, seeing how the bodies fall to the ground or seeing the funny positions that they're in. However, it does not affect your gameplay whatsoever, so I have this turned to low. Once you have all these settings, just click apply and escape. All your settings will change and it will optimize the gameplay you have when recording or streaming your gameplay. Thank you guys for watching the video. If the settings that I have provided you have helped you in any way whatsoever when playing the game or streaming or recording the game, please feel free to like this video as well as comment down below. And if you're feeling mighty generous, please subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future.